Flamengo are champions of the Copa do Brasil, Copa Libertadores, for the fourth time in their history. In a final with few chances, MENGÁO came out on top over Palmeiras in Lima and secured their spot in eternal glory. Which is why here in Ranked Talks Bowl, we're gonna look back at the final of the Copa Libertadores 2025. The Estadio Monumental in Lima was packed to the brim with Brazilian fans. Both Palmeiras and Flamengo filled the stands with color, and the party was ready to begin as Felipe Melo and Julio Cesar revealed the trophy. Wait, is that Carles Puyol? The first half, however, was pretty forgettable, with no chances created and both teams clearly having more fear to lose than desire to win. Especially Palmeiras, who spent the first 45 minutes putting the ball away, hoping that Flaco Lopez or somebody would be able to control it and create a goal-scoring opportunity. Meanwhile, Flamengo had 2/3 of the possession and most of the initiative. A powerful shot from outside the box by Bruno Henrique that went over the crossbar, and another chance by Samuel Lino that went wide of the post were the better opportunities for the team from Rio. El Verdao, on the other hand, only had a header from Vitor Roque that went over the crossbar. Both goalkeepers had nothing to do in the first half. That doesn't mean that there wasn't a key moment though, and that was Eric Pulgar stamping his soul on the shin of Bruno Fuchs when the ball wasn't even in play. But neither the Argentine ref Herrera or his assistant in VAR did anything about it. The Chilean midfielder should have been sent off, but my guess is that they didn't want to disrupt the game by leaving one of the teams with 10 men. And instead, they disrupted the game by being unfair and allowing Pulgar to keep playing after trying to murder somebody. In the second half, Palmeiras continued to look shy in the offense, only Flaco Lopez having a shot around the 50th minute which was deflected by a defender. Besides that, Flamengo still had the control of the game, or at least the desire to go for the result. The game was stalling once again into a vortex that could only be broken by a set piece. And that's exactly what happened in the 67th minute when Flamengo got a corner. Jorge de Arrascaeta delivers a beautiful cross into the box for the powerful header of Danilo. The ball hits the post and bounces in as an astonished Carlos Miguel can do nothing but watch. 1-0 to Flamengo, and it was only now that Palmeiras remembered that they needed to play some football if they actually wanted to win this game. Flamengo chose to give the ball away and defend closer to Rossi, while Palmeiras began to put cross after cross into the box, but not really creating much threat. The team from Sao Paulo didn't have enough arguments to equalize, and still they almost do anyway. When in the 89th minute a cross found the head of Gustavo Gomez, his header was saved but the rebound landed at the feet of Vitor Roque, who was all alone inside of the small box in front of goal. But that's when Flamengo's back line came to the rescue and were able to deflect the ball away and keep their clean sheet. In the end, Flamengo almost got a second when a free kick by Everton was saved by Carlos Miguel and the ball hit the post. But it wasn't needed. The scoreline didn't move and Flamengo were crowned champions of the Copa Libertadores. Competition that they've now won 4 times, more than any other Brazilian side, and now being level with both River Plate and Estudiantes from Argentina. They first won the 1981 edition with Zico as their talisman, and then they had to wait until 2019 to win it again in Lima in this very same stadium with a dramatic last-minute comeback against River Plate. After that, they won in 2022 against Atlético Paranaense and now in 2025 against Palmeiras. A lot of people deserve credit for this win. De Arrascaeta didn't have his best season, but he was still the main creator for this team, with Jorginho providing stability in the midfield. Leo Pereira and Danilo were solid at the back, with Rossi being the hero in goal with clutch appearances in key moments. While in the attack, Carrascal grew into the tournament, providing for whoever was playing at striker, whether it be Pedro, Bruno Henrique or Gonzalo Plata. But the main character has to be the manager, Felipe Luis, who in 2019 in the Estadio Monumental in Lima lifted the Copa Libertadores as a player, and now 6 years later in the same stadium has taken Flamengo to their pinnacle as a coach, and is now on the verge of winning the Brasileirão as well. It's honestly amazing what he's accomplished and to the heights that he's taken this team in such a short period of time. Now we can review Flamengo's road in this Copa Libertadores, which started pretty unconvincingly. They only beat Deportivo Táchira 1-0 in Venezuela before losing to Central Córdoba and the Maracaná in shocking fashion. Then followed 2 draws away from home, 0-0 against Liga de Quito and 1-1 against Central Córdoba in Argentina. But then 2 wins at home, 2-0 against Liga de Quito and 1-0 against Deportivo Táchira, secured Flamengo a spot in the round of 16 on goal difference, with Rossi having to make a clutch one-on-one save in the last minute of the game against the Venezuelan side. If this chance had gone in, Flamengo would have been eliminated in the group stage. In the knockouts they had a rough path, only facing teams that have won this competition before. In the round of 16 they comfortably eliminated Internacional 3-0 on aggregate. However, the quarterfinals against Estudiantes were much different. After not capitalizing on their chances in the first leg and losing the second in Argentina, they needed Rossi to step up in the penalty shootout to advance to the semi-finals. Then against Racing they squeaked a 1-0 win at home and a draw in Argentina to advance to the final, where after a boring affair against Palmeiras where they always had control of the game, a header from Danilo was the difference maker to give them their 4th Copa Libertadores. This is what the Hall of Champions looks like now. Independiente from Argentina are still untouched with 7 trophies despite not winning any since 1984. Followed by countrymen Boca Juniors with 6 and Peñarol from Uruguay with 5. Then follow River Plate, Estudiantes and now Flamengo with 4. Olimpia from Paraguay, Nacional from Uruguay and Santos, Sao Paulo, Grêmio and Palmeiras from Brazil all have 3 trophies. Atlético Nacional from Colombia and Cruzeiro and Internacional from Brazil have 2, while Racing, Argentinos Juniors, Colo-Colo, Vélez, Vasco da Gama, Once Caldas, Liga de Quito, Corinthians, Atlético Mineiro, San Lorenzo, Fluminense and Botafogo all have 1. If we look at it by countries, we see that Brazil has equaled Argentina with 25 trophies and it's very likely that they will surpass us very soon. Uruguay has been stuck at 8 for 37 years now. Colombia and Paraguay both have 3, Chile and Ecuador have 1, while Peru, Bolivia and Venezuela can keep dreaming. As for my predictions, I got the winner of the final correct. Trusting Flamengo was not a mistake. And the final score is 58 correct predictions and 67 incorrect. A very bad run this season, especially compared to the 70 to 53 I collected in 2024. Which I guess is more motivation to do better in 2026. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and supporting this series all throughout the entire year, even if it meant that there were less uploads on other topics. I hope to make it up to you with more uploads in December and next year, where we will obviously cover the Copa Libertadores once again. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.